Have you ever wondered how one wrong thought can change your entire future? This is the story of a poor boy who got a chance to change his life forever, but his own greedy thoughts destroyed it. A simple choice between honesty and temptation decided his destiny. Let's find out what happened in this emotional and inspiring story. There was a young man, about 24 years old, who worked for a rich merchant. He had no parents and lived all alone. Every day, he worked hard, earned his small salary, cooked his food, and went to sleep. His life was full of struggles. One day, on his way back home, he saw an old sage carrying 3 heavy bundles on his back. The sage looked very tired and weak. After walking for a long time, he sat under a tree to rest. As the young man passed by, the sage called out to him, "Son, can you help me? These bundles are very heavy, and I am too old to carry them far. If you help me take 1 bundle to the next village, I will give you 3 gold coins." The young man smiled and said, "Don't worry, Baba. I'll help you even without a reward. Tell me where you want to go." He picked up 1 bundle. It was extremely heavy, but he did not complain. They both continued on their journey. As they walked further, the village ended, and now there was a lonely road ahead. The young man, curious, asked, "Baba, what's inside this bundle? It's so heavy." The sage replied, "Only copper coins, my son." Hearing this, the boy thought, maybe this sage is a merchant carrying his earnings. But he shook off the thought and focused on helping. Soon they reached a river. The young man quickly stepped into the water, but the sage stood at the bank, worried. "Son," he said, "I am too old to carry these bundles across the river. Can you please carry another one for me? I will give you 3 more gold coins." The boy smiled, "Baba, even if you don't give me anything, I will still help you." He picked up the second bundle. It was also very heavy. Curious again, the boy asked, "What's in this one?" The sage said, "It's full of silver coins." Now the boy's mind started racing. Copper in one, silver in the other, this sage must be very rich, he thought. But he still said nothing and kept walking. After some time, they reached a deserted path. Thoughts of greed started entering the boy's mind. No one is here. If I run away with these bundles, this old sage can't catch me. I can become rich and live a better life. He tried to fight these thoughts, but they kept getting stronger. Soon, they reached a hill. The sage said, "Son, I can't climb this hill. Please carry the 3rd bundle too. I'll give you 3 more gold coins." The boy, excited now, asked, "What's in the 3rd bundle?" The sage smiled and said, "Gold coins." Hearing the word gold, the boy's greed grew uncontrollable. He picked up the 3rd bundle and started dreaming of a rich life. Climbing the hill with heavy bundles was tough. But the boy didn't care anymore. His mind was full of plans, buying a shop, living in luxury, never having to work again. When they reached the top of the hill and started going downhill, the boy saw his chance. He looked around. The sage was far behind. Without a second thought, he ran away as fast as he could, carrying all 3 bundles. Breathless but happy, he finally reached his house. Excited, he opened the first bundle. But instead of copper coins, he found old, rusty iron pieces. Shocked, he opened the second bundle, again, rusty iron. Nervously, he opened the 3rd bundle, hoping at least the gold was real. But it too was full of useless, rusty iron. Confused and angry, he found a letter inside one bundle. He opened it and read. This was a task to find an honest person. I am the king of this land. I have no children to take care of my kingdom. I planned this journey disguised as a sage to find a person pure in heart to make him the next king. Sadly, you failed the test. The boy fell to the ground, crying and holding his head. He realized that if he had controlled his greedy thoughts, he could have become a king. But his own mind destroyed his biggest chance. Moral: the mind is powerful. Even the biggest enemy cannot harm us as much as our uncontrolled thoughts. As Buddha said, what you think, you become. Always watch your thoughts carefully. They create your words, actions, habits, and finally, your destiny.